Hello, everyone. good evening, and happy Sunday. We are encroaching upon, excuse me, a brand new week, and I wanted to take a few minutes tonight to check in with you. First of all, to connect, chat a little bit, and of course, help you to implement some very necessary strategies for the week ahead. I want to take a second and apologize. Hi, Christy. Good evening, ladies. I wanted to take a second and apologize because I was supposed to be live forever ago, right? I don't really announce it like that on Instagram, but I did set up the live for earlier today, and then life happened. My working through some legal stuff with my mom happened. Then somebody said that mothers cook on Sunday nights. I'm really not sure who made this rule, right? I'm not sure who made the rule. However, I wanted to make sure that I fed my family this evening. We always eat late. It happens every evening. But we had dinner, and then my husband was like, I forgot you said you needed a haircut. And so, when Sugar Daddy says hop in the chair, sis gonna hop in the chair. And so if you look y'all see what I'm working with this week? Y'all see what we working with? This is our cut of the week. Okay, cut of the week. And so, hey, Janisha. So anyway, all of that to say, it is 9 o'clock and I am now live so that we can talk for a few minutes about planning our week ahead. I hope that you guys feel good, that you're thriving today. If you are watching on Facebook, say, hey, girl, hey. If you're on LinkedIn, say, what's up? I'm with the LinkedIn crew. We try to go live in all the places because we know that multitasking superstar women are in all demographics, and it is my honor to serve you, to encourage you in this space to be the best version of yourself. Okay, so as we shift into a brand new week, we want to take a few minutes and just kind of reset. Okay, we want to take a few minutes, reset accordingly. We want to begin to ask ourselves what's most important versus what isn't important, but maybe I am making it bigger than what it is. Okay, there are these days, these moments in time where sometimes we can forget. We can forget what is speaking to us, what's in alignment with our goals, with our future, with what we want. And then we'll end up spending our time, our energy, our focus on things that are not necessarily the most important, the most pertinent. Okay. As I slide into a new week as well, we have ministry stuff on the calendar. I have work stuff on the calendar. I have clients on the calendar. I have my children's homeschool stuff on the calendar. All of these things running together. And if you're anything like me, good evening. If you're anything like me, you're in a similar boat. Okay, where your kids are now in school, they might be in sports, they might be in activities, they may be in a myriad of different things that are pulling the family, right? They're pulling the family in all these different directions. So a plan is necessary. A plan is absolutely necessary. Okay, we got to think ahead. We cannot sit here, good evening. We cannot sit here and think that, okay, I'm going to play it by ear. I'm going to wing it, which we do sometimes. I'm going to wing it and just see what happens. No, I got to have a plan of action. Okay. And I really believe, I believe that the plan of action best starts with our mindset. Okay. And there's a whole lot of talking about mindset. There's a whole lot of throwing things around, but I want to talk just for a second about why having a strategy is important. All right, Charlene, yes, good evening. We cannot wing this thing. So I'm sitting down with my daughter this afternoon. We're on one of the eyeglass websites, and I'm like, Naya, come sit down with me. Help me pick out some cute new glasses. I've been wanting some clear frames for a minute. I said, well, there's no better time than today. Come sit down and help me. I had put 15, you hear me? 15 different types of clear frames in the cart. I put them all in the cart. And I said, okay, baby girl, help mommy go through the glasses and figure out which ones. Hello, good evening. Which ones are best suited for what I want? Help me to decide what'll look good on your mama. So my daughter, I don't know if she's been listening to me. I don't know if she's been, I don't know how things have been perceiving into her mind. But y'all, She coached me into a decision. Y'all hear me? She helped to coach her own mother into a decision. Now, one of the things that I said the other day is that one reason you have a coach, one reason that you have good counsel, accountability, somebody to help you work out the plan. Like, you can come up with the ideas, you can sort of kind of identify what you want, but sometimes we have a blockade that comes in between what I need to do in order to execute this. Sometimes we have a stuck period in our lives where we just feel overwhelmed, okay? You know, all of these things coming together. Charlene said, clear frames will look great on you. I have been craving a pair of clear frames for a minute. I'm like this close to picking out the glasses that are for me. And y'all, I'm going to stunt. So anyway, I think a lot of times what holds us up is the belief that we can make a strong, concrete decision and that the decision that we're making is a good one. Sometimes we really have this moment and we go into the what if tunnel. Okay. And my daughter even was like, she and I were talking through and working through some communication stuff yesterday. Kind of got into it. So we're working it through our communication stuff. And she said, Mom, you know how sometimes you call it going down the rabbit hole and you call it, you know, where you start here, but then you end up down here. Some of us are that way with our decisions. Some of us are this way with our decisions where we have some things on the crux of something incredible. Good evening, Instagram. We start somewhere with something incredible and then we start to overthink. You can wave at me in the comments. You can say, listen, girl, you're on my row, you're on my pew. If one of your symptoms of feeling overwhelmed or lack of strategy is overthinking things to the point where we end up stuck on this one particular street, on this one particular decision for an extended period of time. Okay. Just like me. Hey girl, hey, she said, why you looking at me like that? Because I love y'all, right? I told you I'm your productivity coach, even if you ain't hired me yet. I'm your coach, even if we're not one-on-one yet. If we're not dating each other up close and personal yet, I'm still here to coach y'all. And so what we have to do instead is make a decision. We got to make a decision, okay? And what if we walked into this coming week with the mentality that I'm going to follow through on the decisions that I am making, even right now, even this evening, I'm going to engage and step into the fullest version of myself in order to deliver, in order to kill this thing. And so my daughter, she's sitting here next to me and we're going through all 20 pairs of glasses that I have picked out, right? And she's like, Mama, I said, listen, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at a couple more pairs. And what about a couple other colors and things like that? And as I was saying that, she said, Mom, the more things that you add into the cart, the harder it's going to be for you to just make a decision. I said, whose child is this? I said, but let me just go back and look at some pink frames. She said, but Mom, you said you wanted clear. So why are you doing X, Y, and Z? My daughter coached me. Do y'all hear me? She was coaching me into making a decision. And we sat there together for like this something so small as glasses. But I'm just saying, sometimes little decisions can still keep us held up to where we're like, I'm not really sure. And so we sat there together, removing items from the cart one by one by one. And Janisha, I can't say, maybe she's overheard me coaching somebody about making decisions. I don't even know. Like one of my clients, I don't think she's on here tonight, but baby, I was like, ma'am, some of us get so hung up on all the details and all the what ifs, when in reality, somebody grabbed this. In reality, y'all see me, I'm cute, right? The divas in the trial, we're cute. Almost any pair of glasses that I went to go and purchase would look good. Okay? Would look good. Now, they might not have been my favorite pair, but if I walk out into the street with my hair cut all laid and me feeling myself, don't let the fall hit, and I got a scarf and like a leather jacket, like a whole vibe. It does not matter. The glasses matter, but they didn't matter. What was holding me up from getting to the other side? Making a decision. Any one of those pairs that I put in the cart would look good and work on me. I wear all, if y'all go back through the videos, some glasses I buy just to play with, right? And it's like, okay, girl, you look so cute. I love those glasses on you. I got some red ones, red cat eye ones. I got some tortoise shell. I have these that are actually prescription. I got all these different types of glasses in my house, depending on how I want to play and dress up on that day, right? So I know that I can wear different kind of frames and I'm still going to look good. The end result is looking good, right? The end result of all of this overthinking, the end result of us taking longer than it has to, all this stuff, the end goal is inevitable. There are a lot of us who are running around, coaches or whoever, and they're saying, if you don't work with me, you'll never meet your goal. Here in this place, I'm going to remind you, you have the capacity right now to do what you need to do. At the other side of that, I challenge you that sometimes we could highly benefit from somebody. It's a luxury, I feel. Benefit from somebody whose only job is to align with what your desires and your mission is to help you accomplish it, right? So she sat there with me the entire time and helped me to make a decision. What decision have you been sitting on that has kept the tabs of your mind open? What decision? Charlene said her son's going to take piano and do a recital. She said, there, I decided. She said that, not me. Sometimes we are lingering over all of these choices, all of these mandates, all these extra open tabs of the mind, holding on to them to the point where we feel stuck. Hi, Tracy. To the point where we feel stuck. We feel like I can't progress because I can't get over this thing. Some of my, one of my clients, she is so phenomenal. She's worked with some seriously incredible major corporations, right? And I'm like, well, she's like, but I just need to stop everything and do this and do this. Remedial things that I'm like, did you go to my website before you hired me? Did you go to my website before you decided that I was your person? She said, no, I caught you live on the internet. I said, so why are we pausing all of our progress, right? Why are we pausing all of our progress to do certain remedial things that we could just be doing anyway? Good evening, everyone. There are certain things that we could be doing anyhow, that we are slowing up our momentum because of indecision. Okay, because we are afraid of making choices. But what if I told you that the fulfillment of your goal, God's purpose in your life, last time I checked, the word says that he who has begun a good work in you, he's faithful to finish it. He's faithful to finish it, right? So if God is faithful and he's going to finish his work in me, then I do need to make some choices that are going to help to align me with that. But my poor choice, or even a complete failure, a complete time where I failed and dropped the ball, his purpose is still going to be accomplished because his purpose is bigger than me or what I think is the right thing. It's still going to be accomplished in me. So as we start to pull our thoughts together, as we decide that we're not going to wing it, as we decide that we're going to create a decisive strategy, what would happen if? What would happen if you challenge yourself to pull yourself together, put on your red lipstick, and go full steam ahead into that next thing, into a decision that's going to help you to grow and stretch and move in the right direction? What if you accepted the mandate that I'm not going to hide, I'm not going to play shy, I'm not going to waver back and forth. Instead, I'm going to address the things that need to be addressed and I'm going to move forward. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a second and open up Facebook over here. Y'all hold tight with me because I don't want to miss any of your comments. Sometimes StreamYard is a hater and they don't let me see everything. Okay. And I just want to make sure if you guys have comments, questions, you also can go over to the Mamathon Diaries Facebook page so that I can read off your comments personally while we are here. Okay. Good evening, ladies. Good evening. I just find a lot of times we are stuck because of indecision. And I was talking to my mom about this earlier about how the Holy Spirit, hi, hello, everybody. Megan, thank you for sharing. Mary, thank you for sharing, ladies. I have found across the board that sometimes we will do things that just plain old hold us up. Okay, I'm about to come over here and see if there are any comments. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, all right. So feel free to come over to the Mamathon Diaries too. Hi, Shauna. Good evening, ladies. And I'm often bewildered by it. So there have been moments where I too have been stuck, right? And so what I do is I go to a partner, an accountability partner, somebody that I know supports me and is in my corner. I go to this person and I say, hey, friend, I'm not sure about how to work through this particular situation. Okay. I'm not sure how to do this, but I'm going to tell you something. When I go to ask a friend about a business decision, my usual go-to person, I call her on the phone. I sent a contract a proposal 2 weeks ago, right, to a university. And I was freaking out because I had never, ever put a number that big on anything that came from me before. I was having a moment. Okay. I'm honest. I'm grown enough to say it. I was having a moment. And so I sent it to her and I was like, listen, this is what I'm looking at. When I've pulled everything together, this is what I see. She said, okay, model mompreneur, would you put your name in the chat for me so I can call you by name? As I sent it, she said, listen, basically she told me to grow up. She told me to grow up. She was like, people send multi-figure proposals like this all the time. She's like, now you're one of them. Welcome to the bigger leagues. She didn't have any sympathy for me. Hey, Nicole. She didn't have any extra like gushy love. She coached me hard. And she was like, listen, I put this number. She said, no, add 5,000. Like, she coached me hard on it. She was not letting me stay at that place where I was. What would happen if you decided tonight to be a decision maker? That this week would be the last week that you mulled over certain choices. There's something in it, and we'll probably be talking about this more at the conference this year, October 28th through the 30th in Atlanta. Come to the Mamathon conference. Shoot me a DM to get your ticket. We're going to be talking about this more this year because I realize the longer it takes for me to decide to be that person, the longer it takes for me to reach my goal. The longer it takes you to make that decision to move forward, the longer it takes you to meet your goal. You will still meet it. You're still going to meet your goal. I'm not one of those coaches that tell you, hey, without Christina in your life, you're not going to ever find the balance you're looking for. That's ludicrous. But making a decision can be that line of demarcation that says, hey, now I'm officially ready to move from where I am to where I want to go. Okay. So what would happen if you became a decision maker? What would happen if you said, this week, I'm not going to keep open all these tabs in my mind? Some of us, we have these long to-do lists, these long planning things, they just go on and on and on. And it's always the same thoughts open. That's why we toss and turn when we lay down at night. Oh, y'all feel this is why we're restless. This is why sometimes we have insomnia. This is why we have anxiety, because we have these consistent open tabs in our minds that we never close off. We just roll them over to tomorrow or roll them over until the next week. They're sitting up, they're hovering over us, so they take away our peace. I was talking with my mom earlier tonight, and I was like, God is just not the author of confusion. Simultaneously, my mind and my emotions may be confused, but it doesn't mean that it's the wrong thing. It doesn't mean it's wrong. I can be laboring and feel emotionally torn over something that is correct, something that's right for me. Okay. Even one of my clients, she was nervous about investing in herself and getting investing in with me as a coach, right? And I said, that's okay. Like, it's normal to have moments where you're not sure if you're doing the right, or is this my person? Is this person going to be able to walk with me to get to the goal? Hi, Tanasha. Good evening. And I had to promise her I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to walk with you. And this is our mutual goal together, is to reach this goal, is to make this decision. Okay. And I have just found across the board, a lot of us, we are so busy with open tabs of the mind. It's the open tabs of the mind that keep us up at night. It's the lack of choosing that keeps us up at night. It tells us that you're not sufficient enough to make this choice. There are certain things where I say, okay, I know this is my next investment. Let me just go ahead. I wrap my mind around it. Yes. Right? I just said yes to myself because I knew, I was like, okay, this feels right. This is my person. This aligns with my spirit. This is my next yes. Somebody messaged me the other night. She said, you're my next person. Bet. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not changing professions. I'm not about to start selling plants and candles and giving up life coaching, right? Because I love what I do and I love you guys and we're aligned. So as we walk forward into the next week, right? As we start to analyze what's working and what's not working, let's ask ourselves, one, what is the decision that I need to make? What decision do I need to make? What tab in my mind do I need to close off so I can stop this incessant running? This incessant, I said I was going to do this. I felt like I was ready for this, but something kicked in my brain that told me, no, don't do that. That feels out of our comfort zone. That's out of our comfort zone. Somebody messaged me one day. We had done a consult. She was interested in work with me. And then later she said yes, right? Said she was ready. Hello there, Marcello. And then after, she came back and she said, I don't think I'm ready yet. Okay. And I said, you know what? That's fine. I understand. I'll be here when you are, In the same breath, sometimes the things that are for us, they just don't feel, we don't have that same level of excitement, right? Like sometimes we're like, yes, I'm so pumped up. And at other times, this is out of my norm, right? Like this is out of my norm. The investment was out of her norm. The meeting every week, out of her norm. Like she just wasn't used to going forward. And so just like Marcello says, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Thanks for catching me live tonight, sir. Being comfortable with being uncomfortable, realizing that nothing that is really good for you that's going forward is gonna feel all butterfly-ish. Like y'all know I'm working on my 10K running life. In the moment, not fun. In the moment, not fun. But if I ever want to see all of this neck again, she gotta hit her miles. She gotta do what she has to do. Realizing that discomfort helps me to embrace growth, right? So what is a decision? And I want y'all to talk back to me on this while I get ready to go to the next thing. What is a decision you are making right now? Right now. Not later, not some other time. See, this is what I'm talking about. See? Because then you're not ready to make the decision. You're not ready to choose. You're not ready to invest. You're not ready to jump. And I'm not saying that you have to push yourself to be ready now. But one thing that kind of cracks me up, right? I say, okay, hey sis, reach out to people. Hey, we have the conference coming up in October. You said you were interested in attending. What's, X, Y, and Z. And every year there's always a handful of people, just a handful, right? A handful of people who are like, I'm just not sure, right? Simultaneously, these same folks get to posting on the internet. They get to posting on the internet about how they don't like when people are unsure about their products, their services, etc. Now, there are these moments where we got to take time, look in the mirror, and say to ourselves, Self, am I attracting what I already am? As I walk into my week, how do I need to have mind shifts, energy shifts, right? What is God teaching me in this season so that I can fully be who He's telling me to be and not hide about it? Make a decision. What choice will you make? What choice will you make this year, this month, right now, that will allow you to free yourself up to go forward to the next thing? Okay. Janisha says, I've been reading my Bible, listening to Bill Winston and Fred Price, also reading Think and Grow Rich, one of the greats. And she says, so I can move into a stronger faith and consistency. I feel like I'm shifting and I want to make sure I'm shifting in the right direction. I think right now I'm making the decision to be aggressive in faith and trust God with what's next. Marcello said, folks might say they don't want to change because I've peaked already. Why should I change? This is as good as it will get. How many times have we said to ourselves, Self, we have excused ourselves from a greater level, from more. We have excused ourselves from more, all because we don't even think that it can happen. Hey, sister. We don't think or consider that this abundance can be for us, right? That I am surviving and making it right now, but I can step into a thriving season. Sometimes we don't quite see it that way. We think this is as good as it gets. I'm the best version of myself right now. When in reality, we are fully walking forward to a different version all the time. If you're still here and you're still breathing, God says, sis, you got a ways to go. Or brother, because we got some gentlemen watching tonight. You have a ways to go as you work on this. You have some ways to go as you adjust yourself. I'm not done with you yet. Okay. And so here, there's a sermon on YouTube, Pastor Darius Daniels. It's called I Want What I Want. Game changer for me. Game changer. And in this particular sermon, he talks about how when we ask God to give us the desires of our heart, when we ask him to give us the desires of our heart, God, the word says that he literally takes his desires. Hey, cousin, he takes his desires and drops his desires into us. So the things that we are craving, the desires we have, the dreams we have, these big lofty hopes, this version of myself that I want to see more often, all of this amazing, these amazing doors that are supposed to open that we can see. How many years ago? Was it even 2019? Maybe? Early pandemic when I started talking about essence? And at a certain point, it was like that was my beeline goal. I was like, after that, I'll find another goal, which I'm still figuring out. I'm still figuring out new goals at this point. And so I could see it in my mind, but at a certain point, I said to myself, God, is this something that just I want for myself, or is this something that you want for me too? Is there a reason that I want this? That I can see it, it's on the goal board and everything is there? Like, why do I want this? Am I making, as my mother would say, a golden calf out of it? Am I obsessing about this? Or, and I heard that sermon and it gave me permission to want the life that I want. It gave me permission to want that life. It's okay to want it. As you're walking into this week, it's okay. You're supposed to want greater flexibility, more rest. You shouldn't want to look like you've been beat with a dirty mop every day. You should be allowed to put boundaries of protection around your schedule, around your energy every day. You should have self-care moments every day. You should be able to work on your goals every day. Every day. Even me coming back here and talking to y'all about y'all getting ready for the week, every day, consistency. Y'all gonna see something from Mamathon every day. I see you, Nicole. Every day, showing up, delivering, making decisions. Because making decisions is hard. And most of the world, they run from that. So I decided in myself, right? I was like, I want essence. And this sermon is telling me I'm allowed to desire it. Like there's nothing wrong with desiring it. But I'm going to tell you something. They did not just come find me. Thank you for joining. They did not, it wasn't like, oh, thank you guys so much for this, for you meeting me in this way. I just thank you in advance. Okay, now I'm going to sit and I'm going to wait because I just know it's coming. I had to come to the realization. I had to come to the realization that it was going to take them too long to find me if I waited. So I had to make a choice that I was going to do the work. Thank you, Marcello. I had to make a decision. I was going to do the work. I was going to have, everybody who's got a brand needs to hear this. I was going to have something for them to find when they came to Google me. When they came to research me, that they were going to find something. See, all of this has been part of my strategy all this time. Prior to that point, I have worked with thousands of moms. Do y'all hear me? So when I talk about overwhelm, mom life, parenting twins, postpartum depression and anxiety, all this stuff is because I've talked to y'all. Mamas in Africa, mamas in Trinidad and Tobago, mamas in Australia, all of it. Mamas, black moms in the UK, all of it. So when I come and I say we're true to this, we're true to this. But I had to do the necessary work. I had to make the decision that I wanted to be known for this particular thing, this particular area. And some of us was holding us back from getting to the goal of our dreams, the best year of your life. The best year you've ever had. 2019, I was like, ooh, I want this. 2020, okay, what do I need to do differently? Because when they come find me, it's got to be good. You hear me? It's got to be on point. Then 2020, early February 2022, I got the nerve, y'all, to shoot my shot. I got the nerve to shoot my shot. They did not come find me. I had to pitch for that. I had to pitch for it. Nobody just rolled up on me on Instagram. That happens to some people. Did not happen to me. I had to perfect. I had to work on the pitch. So when that person came and found me, it was all lined up. It was all lined up. What decisions do you need to make? What choices? Marcello said, I'm going to change your last name to Passion. I really do. I really am passionate about what I do. Sometimes people, they're like, you have such great energy. And I'm like, I really love what I do. Like, I really love my clients. I really love this work. There's no words for how exponentially better your life can be when you can take naps. When you can do things without feeling like you're going to just fall over. When you're no longer operating in exhaustion, but you're executing well, that is a different life. I want everybody to experience this. Everybody. I want everyone to experience it. So that being said, I had to shoot my shot, right? So then later, Nicole says, it's amazing that you found your gift. I'll say my gift kind of found me, right? But there's been a lot of process over time that helped me to deliver this in a different way, where the messaging was on point, right? Where I'm talking to y'all, and y'all are like, dang, she lives in my house. It's just, we've been doing this for so long. We true to this ambitious mom life. Okay. So that being said, there's some things that you want. There's some things that you want, some stuff that you're praying about and you're looking forward to over the course of this week. I want to invite you to make some decisions. I wanted you to ask yourself, who do I need to be in order to get this? Hi, Lude. Who do I need to be in order to receive this awesomeness? What version of myself do I need to show up as? This more consistent Christina, she is like the big boulder with the momentum that once you push it down the hill, it just keeps going. Some of us, we stop our own boulder, right? We stop our own selves from making movements forward. And because we do that, we end up falling into those inconsistency patterns and all this kind of stuff. Okay. So this week, I want you to make some decisions. I want you to decide, who do you need to be in order to get this thing? Okay. I want you to ask yourself, how do I need to realign my priorities? Am I using my energy for extra stuff that I don't even get credit for? Nobody pays me to clean my kitchen. Nobody pays me to do some of this other remedial stuff. That's why 98% of the time I delegate it to my children. I delegate it to my kids. They're big enough, they're eye to eye with me. They've been doing dishes for probably the last 18 months or so, even if they used to leave the pots and all I had to do was the pots. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's some places where we're executing our energy and it's not for us to do. What do you need to give away this week? What decisions do you need to make? Or are you falling victim to the endless amount of open tabs in your mind so that you never close them off? They're always just there floating, nagging at you. You're tossing and turning at night. Stay up late, wake up early, all laboring over the same thought process. Okay. So what we want to instead this week is to close some tabs. And I know that sounds so simple. I know it sounds simpler than it is, okay? But what if you just made a decision? Something that's been bugging you this week, okay? Hi, Nicole. She said, Nicole on Facebook said, oh, did I miss the appetizer already? It sounds like you're already to the meat and potatoes. A little bit. I'll recap for you though. So tonight we're talking about making decisions, okay? Where sometimes we end up stuck continuously over a myriad of things when instead we need to dive in and stay with it, even if it's uncomfortable, even if we don't want to, even if it feels like there's so many things that are lofty and unexpected. And what if I choose this? Marcella says the simple approach is the best one. The desires, the dreams, the things that you have that are so big and so major. What if you just took the next logical step? What's that next thing? Maybe you've been thinking about going back to school. And you're like, but this, and then the kids, and then it's over here. How much does it even cost? And I can afford that, and blah, blah. Open tabs. Have you called and got the brochure to find out what's what, how many classes you can, what's the least amount of classes I can take, sir, in order to graduate before I die? Okay. Maybe you're thinking about a career change. My husband has recently left from owning his barbershop business. He sold the business, been very successful over time. Now he's just doing ministry and leadership and organizational development. But that wasn't an easy choice for him, right? We had to prayerfully make those considerations and those shifts and moves. But he knew it was time. What do you know it's time for? What do you know that now's the season? It is about to be September. September. What do you still want to do before the end of the year? I still want to insert your dream here. Have you written it down? Have you wrote out all the steps to get there? Have you even asked yourself, what's keeping me from believing this is possible? All of this. Marcello says, I need to smoke a cigar and have a drink. I'm glad you're fired up, brother. Nicole says she wants to start her business and get out the corporate world. Yes. One of our other ladies on here, she's making those very similar moves. She's a client of mine. And the thought pattern is, do I even believe that this is possible? The things that are happening now in Mamathon, I never would have believed could happen, would ever happen. You know, you talk about stuff, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this. But baby, when I got that email back from and I saw like the Essence logo in my email, in my email, and it was right there. It was like, oh snap. Oh, okay. We in a different league. Oh, okay. How you gonna step into a different league? How you gonna become the baddest at what you do? Nobody can. There are other mom productivity coaches. There are other mom life productivity coaches out there, right? But they don't teach it like I teach it. Some of them, they're so busy, I don't know, hugging and cuddling children, and I'm just like, go clean up. We'll cuddle later. That's me. That's how I parent. Love you so much, smooch. Okay, now go do what I said do. This is not up for nego. We productivity coach to the place of, okay, y'all, it's time to shift, and they just get up and start doing. Because they already know what they're supposed to do. They have worked it out. I have 5 kids, in case you're new here. They 14, 12, 12, 7, and 4. And when I say, okay, guys, it's time to get it together. Let's get stuff together before dad walks in the house. And they get up and they just start moving to their own respective areas. That's the kind of delegating we're talking about. That's the kind of productivity we're talking about, where you can go in, relax, breathe, work, do, take care of yourself, etc. And you don't have to micromanage anymore. We only work on the things that are in alignment with the goal. This is our version of productivity here in this space. Okay. So as we go into this coming week, I want to invite you, encourage you, implore you to make some concrete decisions. Decide who you want to be. Decide the version. Decide the price. Decide all this stuff. Like, just make a decision and then rock with it. Don't slow down. Don't let up the gas. Take naps when needed. Get back to work. Janisha says, I'm writing out my vision board, party strategies, and how I want to carry out what I want to happen so I can be efficient and we can have fun too. I love it. I love it. Being decisive. Decisive. One thing when we get on, when you and I get on the phone and we figure out if we're a good fit to coach together, right? One of the things that happens in that space is we do exactly what Marcello said. We just lead you to make a choice. That's it. Am I your person? Is this the coaching for you? Or is it something else? But sometimes we do so much middle ground and so much I don't know if that we slow down our progress. Let's make a choice. Let's make a choice. Let's make a choice. What choice do you need to make this week? What desires do you need to see come to life so that you can, good evening, sister, so that you can move forward? Sometimes it's just as close as you choosing. You choosing, okay, this is the opportunity I want. This is the person I want to coach me. This is the next investment I want to make. This is the next girls trip I'm going on, Mamathon Conference. This is the next self-care investment I'm going to do. You name it. You figure it out. This is what I'm going to let my kids do this year. And then we're also going to decide not to do everything that we could do. I saw one of my clients, she was talking about, oh, my kids, they got so much stuff to do and I'm just tired. And I just put some eyes in her chat like, We haven't turned down anything. There will always be, and as we get ready to sign off, there will always be somebody or something looking to fill that space. The empty space, the space that you have in your mind to breathe and chill, the empty space on your calendar, there will always be somebody or something ready to double dutch into that spot. Okay, so you, as the matriarch of your family, you, as the woman of the house, you, as the one of the decision makers, right? Your kids are not the decision makers. Let that simmer a little bit. Your children are not the decision makers. They can choose from the choices that you lay before them, but because they are usually gainfully unemployed and they don't have a license to drive themselves anywhere, who signed them up and signed on the line for them to do all the stuff? Who said it was okay? Who decided that this was going to be our life for this year? You, the parent, get to decide what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. Maybe we weigh out how much this is going to take from us as a family unit. One of my clients, I was like, listen, if Saturday is your only day, y'all not doing anything, maybe, just maybe, we say no and just leave this one day, because as a pastor's wife, as a pastor's family, Sunday is not our rest day. I don't know if y'all realize that yet about your pastor. He don't get to rest on Sunday like y'all do. Now I mean what I said. Go on screen record me. As a ministry family, Tracy said absolutely not. And if any of my pastor's wife girlfriends are watching, Sunday is not our rest day. So if the only day that we have is Saturday, I'm not feeling it with going to y'all stuff. How about that? But ultimately, we make the decisions. We choose to walk ahead into this. We say yes when we don't want to. We let our boundaries be loose. Tracy laughing because y'all know I'll let somebody know about my husband. He worked too hard. Okay, we're not doing that. Y'all at church is a part of y'all self-care and rest. The pastor's family is like, whoo, here we go. Let's get it. Not, it's another work day for us. We love the Lord. It's the Lord's work. But y'all get me? All right. So the joy, though, in all of this is that you get to decide. Ultimately, you get to craft the beautiful life that you know is for you. The first thing you got to remember is that it actually can happen, and you have to have faith and belief in that. If you're struggling with believing that what is inside your mind or heart is possible, that is a perfect opportunity for you to say, who do I need to walk with me through this, that I can, as I tell my clients, borrow from their belief until it manifests for me. Something else that we need to remember is that you're not the exemption in the good way or in the bad way. So if something amazing is happening for somebody else, you are not so different that it cannot happen for you. Simultaneously, if somebody has to bust their behind to hit a goal, working really hard to get X, Y, and Z, what makes you feel like you can skate Bruno Mars skate into it without having to do that work and that effort or investing how they've invested? Two sides to the coin, but you are not the exemption. Okay. So as we wrap up, we've been live almost an hour now. I want you to remember, make some decisions this week. Decide who you need to be as you make those decisions. And number 3, get your Mamathon conference ticket. If I'm your person, right? If I'm speaking your language, if you know that you can benefit from strategy, community, a shift of focus, and added clarity, then this is the event for you. And so in the afternoon, we're going to be doing married session, single session. We're going to be doing women who are operating in corporate and want to get the promotion versus those who are building their own businesses and want to move forward with confidence and boldness and raise their price. Is going all the way. We're going to have fun. We're going to grow. We have some really incredible real life speakers. And then Sunday, we are bringing back our Sunday morning brunch with the incredible Megan L. Mason, who is the PR manager for TV One. And she is my publicist now too. Okay. She is coming to give us all the juice on that Sunday morning. And so we are just excited. We're honored to have you. We're looking forward to it. If you're interested in attending, shoot me a message. We're going to be in Atlanta this October, the 28th through the 30th. Okay. If you have questions, yes, it's the event for you. If you're wondering, do I have to be a mom? No, you don't. Do you have to have elementary age kids? No, you don't. Do you have to be married? No, you don't. You got to love God and be about your business. Yeah. Okay. And then last but not least, if something that I've shared tonight has resonated with you, just like the pastor on Sunday opens the doors of the church, your productivity coach always open up the doors to say, hey, my DMs are open. If you are at this stage in our business building and in our how I serve one-on-one clients, I do only work with moms now. Okay. So if you are a ambitious mom who is building your career, your business, nurturing your family, trying to redefine your focus, practice better self-care, be more rested, and breathe. If you realize that God has been answering an awful lot of your prayers lately, and you look down and it's full of abundance and overflow, and you need help, support, accountability, and strategy to manage all of these things that are coming on your plate at the same time, all these really great things that were once a prayer request, but now I got to figure out how am I going to balance it. Okay. I'm your person. I'm your coach. And maybe while we're on the phone, I can tell you what I did to accomplish some of these amazing career feats that we've gotten to as well. Okay. And so if that's you, if I'm your person, I see you. I see you. I see you too. I'm your person. That's why you stuck around that long. I see you, girl. I see your hand. Yep. I see y'all. I know I'm on your street. So do me a favor. Go ahead after this is over. Hop in my DMs and let's talk about how we can work together. Okay. That's it for tonight. I wish I had ice cream, but I don't. So I'm going to go lay down and relax with my husband. Thank you guys. I see you. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Looking forward to talking to you in my messenger after the live is over. Good night. And you guys be great.